It's our top story tonight, continuing to follow that statewide correction officer strike they have now carried into another day.
They continue despite New York Governor Kathy Hochul's midnight deadline for strikers to go back to work and to be spared from disciplinary action. News 10 ABC's Zion Dakota in Coxsackie tonight, where corrections officers from the Coxsackie and Green facilities demonstrating. He has the latest for us.
On 9W outside of Coxsackie Correctional Facility, determined protesters braved the bitter cold Friday, determined for their demands to be heard. The fire of protesters' resolve burns another day, despite the governor's orders for them to return to work by the heat of the night. Active duty COs wouldn't speak fair in state retaliation, so retired officers like Jim Stone spoke up.
They weren't really too worried about that midnight deadline to go back there. There's concerns, with your family and everything, that's tough, but yet they're still here today. We still have plenty here today. We'll be prepared to be here all weekend.
Stone tells me protesters are doing what they have to, despite the illegality of public worker strikes under New York's Taylor Law. The strikes also haven't been sanctioned by NYSCOBA, the correction officers union.
They're not allowed to sanction. It's against the law for them to sanction what they consider a legal strike. They're still negotiating on our behalf, to what I understand, so we'll wait to see what they have to say.
Recent figures show Coxsackie houses 694 inmates, while Green has 1,314. What are conditions like for people who are still on the inside?
They're working 12-hour shifts. They get 12 hours on, 12 hours off, but they're not off. They cannot leave the jail. They're staying in there for 12 more hours, and then they go 12 hours again the next day. The guys in there for 60 straight hours right now.
Protesters' major beef is with the HALT Act, which limits solitary confinement. Yesterday, the Department of Corrections temporarily halted parts of HALT that cannot be carried out safely during strike-related low staffing. Demonstrators say solitary is a key tool to removing bad actors from the general prison population and servicing compliant inmates.
We're denying services to the incarcerated individuals that are trying to do their programs, trying to go to medication, trying to go to chow, trying to go to the yard, do their recreation. But we have to serve for the incarcerated individuals that continue to cause problems in the facility for our officers and for other inmates.
Demonstrators tell me they'll be out here throughout the weekend and as long as it takes until they can get a satisfactory deal from the state. Reporting in Coxsackie, Zion Dakota, News 10, ABC.